Hey, this lesson, we are going to be covering sum. So it's one of the commonly used functions within Google Sheets, as well as how we can use concatenate to pull back together two string values and have a spacer between there. We can also how we can separate out content from the left of a character, from the middle, and then also from the right-hand side, transform text to uppercase, and then also use the split with the delimiter and output the results from the string value into the spreadsheet. So that's all coming up in this lesson. Let's create a full name. So we've got a series of first names, series of last names. We want to create a full name. So we want to bring together the string text together, bringing them together using the concatenate function. So adding in concatenate. And what concatenate will do is it'll append one string to another. So we select the first part of the string and the connector, so we want to have a blank space there, so it's using the double quotes and the blank space, and then the last name we're going to be creating that. So let's set that up as the formula, and using the autofill, it will do the same for the remaining cells where it will create the full name. Let's also create an account. So if the particular users have a savings account, and this is going to be the number of the account, and I'll create a few other accounts, and they might have a checking account, and this is the number of the checking account, another saving account, and let's increment that by 1. We're going to break apart these string values. So if we want to specify the type, so the type is going to be contained within the first 3 characters on the left hand side. So let's use the left function, and it's going to be selecting the substring, and the substring that we're going to be using is going to be from D2, and we want to take the first 3 characters from the left. Press enter, and then the autofill suggestion, so that will pull out the type. If maybe we have a branch or something, so these next 3 characters are going to be the branch value. So we can select that out as well from the string. So using the mid, so this is getting a segment of the string content, and we're going to be using the value for D2 as well coming from the account. And let's separate out. So separating out from the middle, starting at character number 4, we want to return back the next 3 characters. And press enter. So that's going to be returning back that second part there from the account. So that's going to be the remaining part on the right hand side. So just as we did with the format, so set it to create the function, and we're going to take a substring specified from the right hand side. So the string that we want to use is in D2, and we want to pull back the remaining characters. So in most cases it's 4 characters. So this should be selecting the 4 characters, and we'll do the autofill suggestion. We can also transform the names. So let's select the value that we want to use, and this is going to be sitting within the C2 and converting it to upper from C2 content, and that will convert the content within there to uppercase. We can also split those now as well to go to first and last name. So let's do that where we're going to use the split, and split allows us to split a character by a delimiter. So we need to specify what we want to split. So we want to split the contents of H2, and how we want to split it. So we want to split it by wherever there's a space, we're going to split that. So it'll automatically create 2 columns or whatever number of items we have within the splitter. So in this case, we're splitting it to the 2 columns there. We can drag it down, and that will take care of the other remaining rows of content. There's also typical math functions. So if we want to get the sum of some cells, we just need to select the range of cells that we want to get the sum of, and that will formulate the sum of those values. If we drag it and if we want it to increment, we need to set up the pattern that we want to increment. And so now the pattern is going to increment by the same pattern. So here we're incrementing by 1, So we've established a pattern. So the next one is going to be 7, 8, 9, 10. Here we were incrementing by 2. So that's the pattern that was established. And in the last column here, we're just applying the same formula. So that's where we're getting the sum value being associated within there. So these are some of the commonly used functions within Google Sheets.